Hello. Good evening, all of you. Can you hear?
Good evening, madam. Can
Yes. Okay. I was waiting till some of the students come. Right. Hope you all remember what we were discussing during the previous session. Right. As far as I remember, we discussed monotones. Monotones means vowel sounds. Am I correct? Can somebody tell me if my memory is correct? We have discussed uh, monotons. Okay, just let me, I will go back. Right. Okay. This is our lesson. We started our discussion on consonants, right? Consonant sounds. Our lesson is consonants and vowels. There I discussed about the consonants, right? And then I started the discussion on vowel sounds also. And I was talking about the classification of vowels, right? Monophthongs and diphthongs. I'm reminding the stuff, okay? Because we are meeting after some time. Hope you still remember what we discussed, just to remind the stuff I'm telling, right? Okay. Monophthongs and diphthongs. And actually, I was in the process of discussing monophthongs. Fine, right? Hope you remember. And I introduce these monophthongs to you. There are, now you can see here, 12 monophthongs. Just give me 1 second. I need to go back to the full screen. Right. I was introducing the monophthongs and also their phonetic symbols. Can remember now? There are 12 monophthongs. Actually, monophthongs means mono one, thong means sound, right? One sound, one single vowel sound. That is what you mean by a monophthong. Now here there are 12 vowel sounds and you can find a single vowel sound is there. And I have underlined the particular places of these words that contain the relevant vowel sound. Okay, right? So you can be, for example, the first one. Okay, I will quickly tell these monophthongs. Right, first one E, short E, and then E, A, O, U. The next one sudden A, then A. Right. Okay, so you can find all these sounds in the underlying parts of these words. Actually, I haven't written these words in phonetic script, but hope you can recognize how these particular monophthongs are pronounced in these words, right? Okay, so then I want to discuss, actually I want to continue from this point onwards today. So then when we are talking, still our discussion of vowel sounds is not over, okay, right? So after the classification, then we need to talk about the cardinal vowel diagram. Cardinal vowel diagram is what you can see on the screen now, right? And this was founded by a person called Cardinal. That is why it has been named after him, Cardinal vowel diagram. And the importance of cardinal vowel diagram is, what is that actually? Is that we can locate the particular vowel sounds within the mouth. Actually, now you know, as we have already discussed consonant sounds, you can compare consonants and vowels, right? So compared to vowel sounds, we can easily identify the places where we produce consonants. Like for example, p is a consonant and we know p is a bilabial sound because p is produced at the two lips. And also consonant sound like t, t. That is a post-alveolar consonant sound and tip of the tongue rises and touches the place after the alveolar ridge, post-alveolar. And if you just think about a consonant like ch, right? front of the tongue rises and touches the hard palate, right? Likewise, now we know a lot of consonant sounds, their places are very clear to us. But the thing is, we can't understand very clearly the production of vowel sounds just like we understand consonants. Because it's really difficult for us to locate where exactly do we produce particular vowels. Now we have 12 vowels now, right? We have E, A. Likewise, there are actually speaking very slight differences among the vowel sounds, very slight differences among the production of vowel sounds. Okay, so therefore, to solve this problem, to clarify the production of vowels, right, this particular vowel chart, vowel diagram has been founded by this person, Paul Cardinal. Okay, so then just look at this diagram. Here, you need to pay your attention to the vowels I mark now, right? Okay, I will just underline them. These vowels, because there are some other symbols that are not relevant to our present discussion. All right, so therefore, think about the vowel sounds I am underlining now. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, what is... Okay. Right, never mind. Okay, well, now roughly these are the vowels. Then, now what about these words? We have front, central, back. This is one criterion which we use to classify or identify some types of vowels. Right now, just look at this criterion. Now, what do you mean by front, central, and back? There we talk about the particular vowel sounds that are produced using the front part of the tongue. Okay, using the front part. Now, the thing is, of course, the tongue is one unique body. And we can't, of course, use only one part of the tongue while speaking. The whole tongue is moving. But when you produce these sounds like E, A, right? These sounds that are located here, this side. When we produce these vowel sounds, the front part of our tongue feels a slight movement. Okay, right? Front part of these, actually the tongue is slightly moving. So therefore, we identify all these vowels that I have circled here as front vowels, right? And then what about this? Central. Central vowels are the vowels that are produced with a slight movement of the middle part of the tongue. Middle part means here central. Center is the middle. Okay, you can of course pronounce these vowel sounds and feel it by yourselves, right? You can switch off your mics and produce these things, these vowel sounds loudly. This one, don't you feel the middle part of your tongue is quite, it feels something different, right? It is moving like that. It is the central part of the tongue, which means the middle part of the tongue. So therefore, we identify these vowels as central vowels, right? Then what about the back vowels? Back vowels are identified here. Right? Okay, so when you produce these vowels, the back of the tongue feels a kind of slight movement, like oo, o, a. You might feel back part of the tongue is moving. So therefore, all these vowels are back vowels, right? Okay, well, So that is one classification of vowel sounds. And then now you have, okay, just we'll have a look at this also, right? After that, I will go back to the cardinal vowel diagram. Now, I was talking about these four phonetic features. I was talking about the first one actually. The part of the tongue that is raised. Accordingly, we have front vowel, center vowel, and back vowels, right? Then the second criterion, the extent to which the tongue rises towards the palate. Okay, extent. Now, within our mouth, we move our tongue in order to produce different vowel sounds. No? So, while pronouncing some vowels, our tongue is very close to the heart palate. Very close to the heart palate. In some other situations, our tongue lies very much low inside the mouth. Yet in some other situations, the tongue is somewhere in middle level, high level, low level, and middle level. So accordingly, the vowels are identified as high level, high vowels, mid vowels, and low vowels. So you can look at it from the cardinal vowel diagram. If you refer to the diagram here, the words are not given, right, in the cardinal vowel diagram, but you can find it. Okay, I'll use a different color. Right. Okay, so where are the high vowels? Can you just look at this cardinal vowel diagram and tell me what, I mean, high level of the tongue means? Where do you find the high level? Can you tell me the high vowels? This is the high level, right? E, U, right? And the low level? These vowels. A, A. Our tongue lies quite down inside the mouth when we pronounce or produce A and A compared to E, U, right? And there are mid levels also, which means mid vowels like A, uh, O, right? These are mid levels. Okay, right. So that is the second criterion. And then the third criterion is the position of the mouth. Actually, there has to be a bullet here, right? The position of the mouth. Accordingly, we have two vowel types, right? Because we can see closed position and open position as well as mid positions two are there. So we have closed vowels, open vowels mainly, right? In the cardinal diagram, you can find here closed vowels here and open vowels here. Now, don't think that how can we pronounce sounds or produce sounds by closing our mouth. It's not anything like that, right? Close in the sense you are not opening widely your mouth. So just think about the production of a vowel like E. Do you have to wide open your mouth? No, right? You just simply do not open the mouth widely. E. It's almost closed, right? The mouth is almost closed. So E are closed vowels. Even U, closed vowels, right? And what about the open vowels? Open vowels means when you produce them, we open the mouth. Even O, we have to open the mouth. And there are two mid levels, half closed and half open. All right. Well, and then the fourth criterion, the kind of opening made at the lips. So accordingly, we have two types of vowels, round vowels and spread vowels. Sometimes we call unround vowels. The word unround is used instead of spread, right? So either round or spread vowels. So where do you find round and spread vowels in the cardinal vowel diagram? Go to another column. Right. In this, these vowels actually, O. These vowels are lips round vowels. right? Whereas all the other vowels than the ones I have circled in green color here are lip spread vowels. So you can easily remember the lips round vowels. Oo, o. That's all. And all the others are lips spread vowels, right? So that is how we can understand the cardinal vowel diagram. And if you remember the placement of all these vowels, right, which I have underlined here, inside the cardinal vowel diagram, then you can easily remember whether they are front vowels, high vowels, back vowels, central vowels, close vowels, round vowels, etc. Likewise, easily you can get some idea if you remember where these vowels are located. Now, for example, think about E, right? Okay, again, I'll go to another color. Okay, now I'm talking about this vowel sound now. This one, this is long E sound, right? E. Now, what are the characteristics or what are the types of E? Can any one of you tell me? Now, you know the location of E is here, right? In this corner. So, whatever a sound for you to put in this corner, what type of features should be there with that sound? That's my question. So anybody can give me any idea regarding the features or characteristics of E, whether it is close or open or back or central likewise? Anybody would like to tell anything? Hope you all can hear me, right? Yes. Any idea? Just check whether it's clear to you if I say E is a front vowel. Because E is located here in this corner. And every sound you locate in this side, which I have circled in red color here, is a front vowel. Okay, so E is here. It's a front vowel. Not only front, it is a high vowel also, right? Because this, the blue circle at the top includes the high vowels. So E is a high vowel also, and it's a close vowel because the corner represents close vowels as well, and lips spread vowel. Okay, so that is about E. Just like that, you should be able to identify the features of all the other vowels by looking at where they are located inside the cardinal vowel diagram. What are the features of U? What are the features of A, likewise. Okay, so you need to be clear with the cardinal vowel diagram because when we talk about the vowel sounds, we can't avoid. We can't skip about the cardinal vowel diagram. It is that important for us. Okay, right. So then these are the criteria which are represented in the cardinal vowel diagram. Now you have very small work. Can you see there are some sounds I have given. Please check your notes also. I might have given these sounds in the note too, right? Okay. Can you see this? These sounds? Hope they are available in the note also. Unclear. Right. So you have a small work now. I have given the 4 criteria, right? And within brackets, I have given the types of vowel sounds. Like first one, the part of the tongue that is raised. Accordingly, we have 3 types of vowels, front, center, back. So then I have given you 3 vowel sounds. You need to identify which is the front vowel, which is the central vowel, which is the back vowel. Okay. Similarly, the next criteria, extent to which the tongue rises towards the palate, there again we have 3 types of vowel sounds, high, mid, low. Identify which vowel is high, which is mid, which is low. Third criteria, close and open. What are the close vowels from this list? what are the open vowels? And then the last one, round and spread. What are the round vowels? What are the spread vowels? Okay, and then if you have a hard copy, it's much better. Just write down labeling, which is front like that. Okay, well, so I'll give you a few minutes to identify the type of this, the vowels of this list, right? Let's do it now. You can get the support from the cardinal vowel diagram. Okay, right. Time is enough now. Well, so anybody who wishes to share the findings in the sense the answers, right? The first one, the part of the tongue that is raised. According to that criterion, what is the front vowel and what's the central vowel and the back vowel out of these three, okay? Right? You don't have to write all the front, central or back vowels available in the cardinal vowel diagram. But you can select from the given list. Anybody who has tried this can talk now. Unmute your mic and talk. Because I believe I have given you enough time to try this. Anybody who would like to talk? The chance is given. Yes? Who would like to identify the answer? So tell the answers. No one? Okay. Okay, Asha. E, you say front vowel. And we have two more. What is the central vowel and what is the back vowel? Also.
Is the central vowel.
Yes.
O is the back vowel.
Back vowel?
Ah.
We have a, E, U. These are the three vowels I have given here.
Yeah.
Front.
Back is O.
Okay. All right. Fine. Good. I think I have the answers also in the next slide. Anyway, I can't remember properly. Fine, no issue. You tell first. And the second criterion, according to the second criterion, we have high, mid, low. I have given only three vowels also, no? Right. So then what is the high vowel? What is the mid vowel? What is the low vowel out of these three? I have given A, E, A. High vowel. What is the high vowel? Okay,
High vowel is E.
Okay, give me 1 second. One small second. I will do the marking like this. This is the front vowel and this is the central vowel. This is the back vowel. Okay. Yeah. What is that? High vowel?
E.
Yes. Okay. And mid vowel? I have given A, E, A. Then mid vowel? If you are not sure, you can pronounce them and identify it. Wait, low vowel? Which vowel is a low vowel? Because your tongue lies low inside the mouth. When you produce which vowel? Is it A or A?
A.
Low? Then mid vowel?
E. First one is the low vowel.
Yes. Right? Low vowel is A. A. When you say A, the tongue lies at a very low position inside the mouth. And mid vowel is A. A. In between high and low positions. Mid A. Okay. Right. Then the third criterion, close and open vowel. So I have given 4 vowel sounds. You need to identify which are close, which are open. Right. Okay. We'll see from the beginning. First, I have given E. Is it close or open? This one.
Close.
Close. And U?
Close.
Yes. Both are close vowels. Right? Okay. Then what about A and O?
Open.
Both, yes, both are open arms. Fine. Right. And round and spread vowels, you have to find out from the list. First one, U.
Round.
And O. First two are round vowels. Whereas the last two, E and A, both are spread vowels. Okay. Okay, so may I know whether you have some idea regarding different types of vowel sounds? That means how we can classify vowels with the help of the cardinal vowel diagram. Okay,
Mm.
right. Well, see, I don't know whether I have included. I have done it, right? Never mind. So you have identified the correct answers. Right, fine. Then now we are talking about the vowel sounds. Still, we are continuing, right? Talking about the vowels. Here, I have given you two more features of vowels. And with reference to the cardinal vowel diagram, I was discussing different features, several different features. Apart from all these features, now you have another set actually. More features, two more features. We have tenseness and length. Okay, talking about the vowel sounds. Remember, this quality is not available in the consonants. Tenseness and length are discussed in relation to the vowel sounds. Right now, let's look at these two features. Vowel tenseness. What do you mean by vowel tenseness? It refers to the degree of tension in the muscles of tongue, okay, which affects the total volume of the tongue and is responsible for small longer, higher, and more marginal. Marginal means usually you find tense vowels at the boundaries of the words, right? Marginal, and they are compared to the lax vowels, short. Longer, right? Lax vowels are shorter. These are longer and higher, right? Quite pronounced with a loud volume also. And opposite of tense vowels is lax vowels, right? Lax vowels are shorter, lower, and slightly more centralized. We find lax vowels mostly in the middle of the word, centralized, right? So that is one feature, tenseness. Tenseness, remember, we don't always talk about length only, right? I mean, the tense vowels only. Talking about tenseness, we have two types. Two types. One type is tense vowels, other type is lax vowels, right? And second feature, length, vowel length. There we talk about the time which is usually spent in articulating a vowel or in producing a vowel. Right. So unlike many languages, English does not distinguish between long and short vowel pairs. In English language, these long and short vowel pairs are not very much available. Okay. Wait, just wait. Right. It has been found that syllables in English are always the same length. And in other words, they always take the same amount of time to articulate. So vowel length here, you simply understand the point. We talk about the time. Length means the time, the seconds, because we do not usually spend a number of minutes now to produce a sound. The number of seconds, how long do we take to produce a vowel sound? How much do we drag? That is what is meant by vowel length, right? So usually in English language, we don't have to talk about the vowel length that much, but there are other languages where the vowel length matters a lot, right? But other than vowel length, of course, what is more relevant to the English language is the vowel tenseness, because clearly we have tense vowels and lax vowels. If you have the hard copy of the note, please go back to the classification of vowels, right? There are 12 vowels I have given, and you can find some vowels are uh, short and some vowels are long. How do you find the short vowels and long vowels? The long vowels have two dots. Yeah, go back. This one. Right? Now we can find some vowels do not have two dots and some vowels have the two dots. So having two dots means they are dragged. Little bit similar to what we identify as length 2, right? Okay. So we drag the tense vowels B, E sound. So here also R, right? And O, U, these are the tense vowels. Whereas all the other vowels are lax vowels, which means they are short. They are shorter than the tense vowels. So this classification is quite obvious in English language, vowels in the English language. All right. Then fine. We are moving on to the next category because at the beginning you saw vowels are of two types. No? One type is the monophthong, the other type diphthong. Now you know something about monophthong, right? And now we are going to talk about the diphthongs. Diph means two. Thong is a sound. So diphthong, two sounds. That's the idea. But remember, still this is one single speech unit. Okay, diphthong is a single speech unit. But this is different from a monophthong. In the diphthong unit, you find two vowels. Two vowels. One pronounced immediately after the other one. Actually, we don't have any pause. Okay, we do not pause. There's no pause in between the two vowel sounds. Soon, when we produce the first vowel sound, we produce the next vowel sound immediately after the other. So we say there is a tongue gliding. Tongue gliding from one vowel position to another within the single syllable. Okay. And it is produced as one continuous sound, not as a succession of sounds. So there's no pause. One and a little bit pause and the other one. If you do so, then both would be two separate monophthongs, not a diphthong. So by definition, a diphthong involves a change in the position of the tongue, and it may involve a change in the shape of the lips as well. So when we are producing a diphthong, you know, as you got it clearly here, there are two vowel sounds, which means immediately we have to produce the second vowel sound after the first one. So we have to quickly change the shape of the lips as well as the shape and the position of the tongue from the first vowel sound to the second vowel sound. So there's a glide, tongue glide. When we are producing the first vowel sound, our tongue is in a kind of particular position. But when we quickly produce the next vowel sound, position of the tongue has to quickly change. So from one position to another position, the tongue glides, right? Glides here means changes. At the same time, the shape of the lips also change, right? So we are going to have a look at the diphthongs. Yeah. In number, there are 8 diphthongs. There are 8. 3, 6, 2. 8 diphthongs. Okay. So then you need to have a clear idea regarding the diphthongs as well, especially their pronunciation and the phonetic symbols. Now you can find by looking at, because these symbols are already familiar now. Only difference is I have combined two symbols together within the same unit. So the first diphthong is pronounced as A. A, E, quickly we say A. And the second one, I. Third one, Oi. Right? And the next one, Ow. Next, O. Ear, air, oor. Okay, let's see whether we have words. Yeah, I have given some words also. Now, sometimes you might find difference between our pronunciation and these pronunciations. And for example, C-A-M-E, we are used to say the word as came. Am I correct? How do you say the word C-A-M-E? Usually, you must have heard also, and you also might pronounce it like that, came. Using a monophthong, using a tense monophthong, came, A sound, using A sound. But according to the British standard pronunciation, okay, it C-A-M-E is pronounced not with a monophthong, but with a diphthong. Diphthong is A. So we pronounce the word as came, not came. But I'm not telling here came is wrong. That's typical Sri Lankan English pronunciation. Okay. According to the native accent, this is came, main, rain, using A. And the second diphthong I can be found in the words high, shy, third one oi, like in boy, and oil, right? The next one, ow, can be found in the words how, in the middle of these words, house, and at the end of the word cow, right? And oo, a little bit uncommon, right? All the time we don't find that sound, but there are some words like so, S-E-W is pronounced as, should be pronounced as oh, so, right? And the next one, ear, is found in the words like period, serious, ear sound. The next one, air, like there, prayer, chair. Last one, is found in these words, poor, tour. All right. So it's better if you too can pronounce these diphthongs along with these words, because then you yourselves will clearly understand what I'm telling here, rather than only listening to me. If you too pronounce, it's quite advantageous for you. Okay, right. And I have to tell you this also. Here in Sri Lanka, of course, we are not very much using diphthongs. You can understand it very easily from the very first diphthong, uh, because we are used to say came, main, brain, not using diphthongs but using monophthongs. Okay. Even the word T-A-B-L-E, how do we say? T-A-B-L-E. How? A word like this and a word like this. Got any idea? First word?
Table.
Yeah, we are used to say table.
Table. Table.
Yeah. But the proper pronunciation, according to the British Standard English,
Table.
pronunciation is a table. And
Table.
we say day, D-A-Y, day, using the
Day.
monophthong. It is
Day. Day.
right. Especially a word like this. See how differently do we pronounce. This is today for us. Okay, today. But this is produced by a native speaker today. They do not fully pronounce oo sound, although we do so, right? They just say today, today. Okay, right. So there are such differences between SLE and BE, Sri Lankan English and British English pronunciations. I'm not asking you all to imitate British or American English here, but I'm making you aware of these situations, right? Okay, especially diphthongs are not very common among us, as I told to you. Diphthongs are quite common among the native speakers. They use diphthongs a lot, but we also use not to that extent, right? Okay, then. Here you have a table. If you refer to the table, you will be able to get an idea regarding the tongue direction. the tongue gliding when we produce diphthongs. So this is the vertical axis and horizontal axis. Right, front, central, back. You already know about the front vowels, front area, central area, and back area of the tongue, right? Okay. Then high, mid, low positions too. Whereas tense, lax, upper, lower, middle, like that. Okay. Then these are some of the directions, of course. Now, what do you think about the first diphthong? That is A. Look at the first one only. You just try to understand it. A. When you produce the first diphthong, A, what does happen? A is the starting vowel, right? And where is the tongue? Tongue is in the mid-level. Okay, mid-level. Upper mid-level, lower mid-level. Likewise, there are two mid-levels. So A is in a somewhat upper mid-level inside the mouth, the tongue. A. Then E. The second vowel is E. So the tongue glides from the mid-level to the which level? High level. The tongue gliding takes place from the mid-level to the high level. A. When you say A, that's what you mean by tongue gliding. Okay, so like that you can understand the tongue gliding of all these diphthongs. I was talking about the first one only, but you can identify how the tongue glides from which position to which position of the other 7 diphthongs too, as marked in this table. Okay, actually this is indicating the diphthongs of North American English. Never mind, not particularly representing Sri Lankan English vowels, right? Still, you will be able to get some idea. Okay, so here this tongue gliding takes place, talking about the first diphthong A in the front position, because both A and E are front vowels. Okay, but other vowels come in other positions, as you can see here. Okay, so I do not, of course, want to take time to talk about all the 8 diphthongs. They are tongue gliding. You need to recognize what type of tongue gliding is taken from which vowel to which vowel, like that, with the help of this paper. Okay, right. Yes. Uh, that's what I wanted to discuss about the diphthongs. And then I'm moving on to another small topic, right? Talking about the function. So far, I was talking about vowels and consonants. And here, this is about what do they do, right? I was talking about the production part, production of consonants and vowels so far. Then here in this section, we talk about function of vowels and consonants. That means, how do we use them? What? What do they do? That's the idea, right? What do the vowels and consonants do? That's the point. So you have to refer to this note anyway. Right? Starting with vowel sounds. Primarily, what do the vowels do? And then what do the consonants do? That part you need to understand from this discussion. Here I say one main function of vowels is the syllabic function, right? Vowels have syllabic function. So what do you mean by that? They constitute the obligatory nucleus of a syllable. Now, I have a question. Right? Do you know anything about syllable? Because I can't remember whether I met the word syllable with you, whether I was talking about the word syllable during the discussions I had with you. Are you aware of what syllable is? Can somebody please tell me, or should I tell you about the syllable? Because without understanding syllable, without knowing about syllable, you can't understand the syllabic function. Any idea? At least yes or no? Yes or no? No? Ah. No. Okay, fine. So then I'll tell very briefly. Okay, syllable is a sound unit. Just like a single sound is also a sound unit, either vowel or consonant. Similarly, syllable is also a sound unit which is bigger than a single sound. Okay? Syllable, this sound unit is bigger than a single sound because a syllable can contain more than one sound. It can contain several consonants, but there is something compulsory there, a compulsory element that is the vowel sound. Usually we identify syllables based on the number of vowels inside a word. So the point is vowel is compulsory and consonants are not compulsory. Within the syllables, sometimes you find consonants, some other times no consonant, but there has to be a vowel. Okay, right. So for example, a monosyllabic word like, okay, I will write here just to get a clear idea regarding the syllabus. Right. Okay. There are two words here. I will write one more. Right. Three words are there. Number one, two, sorry. And number three. Now you tell me the number of syllables. You tell me. I think you can clearly see the three words. First one, tree. Second one, happy. Third one, different. Just let's say we pronounce the third word as different. Okay. According to the native accent, it can be pronounced as different also. But let's say different according to the Sri Lankan English pronunciation. Right. Can any one of you tell me the number of syllables? Now you know something about syllable, right? First word, how many syllables are there? First one syllable. Yes. Second one, two syllables. Third one, three syllables. Good. Because in the first word, sorry, I made a big mistake, right? Just, I am cutting this one. Three, because you have only one vowel sound. Actually, I didn't write these words in phonetic script, but still you can pronounce the words and identify how many vowels are there. Okay, the first word contains only one vowel sound, that is E sound, tense vowel E. And there are two consonants, t and br, but one vowel. So that contains one syllable. First word is a monosyllabic word. And second word, you can find two syllables, ha and p. Right? First syllable contains the vowel f and second syllable contains the vowel e. So there are two syllables. And third word, different. There are three sections. All the three sections means three syllables. All the three syllables have each one vowel. First one E, second one A, again third one A, different, right? So, three syllables. So, syllable is something like that. Okay, so let's go back to our discussion here. one main function of vowel sounds is syllabic function. That means functioning as the nucleus. Nucleus means the center, right? Central part of a syllable. Because without a vowel, there is no syllable, right? Okay. Which consists minimally of one vowel, as in the personal pronoun. Now, there are some syllables that have only one vowel, only the vowel, right? Without having any consonants even. Like in this example, the personal pronoun I, you have I, and we write it in phonetics like this, no, I, and you don't find any the consonants here, only the vowel, and that is a diphthong. I is a diphthong. It's a type of vowel. That's all, and the whole thing is a syllable. Okay, the whole thing is a syllable. So there are syllables that contain only the vowels, but there are no syllables that contain only consonants. There has to be a vowel. That is why we say vowel functions as the nucleus of a syllable. And vowels are also louder, longer, more sonorous, and acoustically more prominent than consonants. We can hear them very prominently, and than consonants, they are louder, longer, and they have this sounds, right? Voicing. All these qualities are there with the vowels. Mainly they are syllabic, right? Okay, then talking about the consonants, they generally have a non-syllabic function. That means they do not form the nucleus of a syllable. Though they can begin and or end syllables, they are optional. That is why we say non-syllabic. And compared to vowels, consonants are shorter and less prominent. All right, I'm going to erase my writings now. Then distinction between consonant and vowel is not entirely absolute. That is also there because some consonants we find to be having a syllabic function. Some consonants, when they function like a vowel, in being able to stand alone in a syllable without any vowels. And these consonants include the liquids and the nasals, and they are commonly syllabic, following a consonant at the end of a polysyllabic word. Okay, now this is a description about some consonant sounds that have a syllabic function. But that is an exceptional situation anyway. Okay, the general situation is that vowels are syllabic, consonants are non-syllabic. Then you should know what you mean by syllabic and what you mean by non-syllabic. That understanding should be there with you, although there are some exceptional situations where some consonants have syllabic function. Okay, but before that, you need to understand this part. That is why I was explaining about the syllables now. Right. Okay, here you have some examples for syllabic consonants because in the latter part I was talking about some exceptional situation where some consonants have syllabic function. Here are the examples for that. Right. So you have some syllabic consonants. The examples, the underlying elements may contain the vowel or alternatively, right? Ladder, butter, runner. Look at the underlying parts. Sometimes we can have the vowel a, some other times we do not have it, right? When we do not have the vowels, right? In the latter instance, the consonant is syllabic and it serves the function of a vowel. So when you do not pronounce this vowel a in ladder, butter, runner, of course that kind of pronunciations is not very familiar to us because we are all used to the Sri Lankan English pronunciation. Usually we use these vowels, right? But think about the second set, fizzle, muddle, muscle, kettle. In these words, the last vowel sound is not usually pronounced. So the consonant L has a syllabic function. And risen, beaten, sudden, and when we say them rapidly, these vowel sounds are not usually pronounced. Reason is not pronounced when we tell the word quickly. Reason, no, reason, reason. Beaten, not beaten, right? Beaten, not sudden, sudden. And in slow pronunciation, we say and, a, with the vowel a, but in rapid pronunciation, quickly, Okay. Jack and Kate. It's like that. And solemn, rhythm, prism, chasm. In these situations also, this underlying consonants perform syllabic function, right? Actually, this is an example. The whole thing is an example for this last point, this point, where we talk about the syllabic function of consonants. But remember, that is not the general pattern. Generally, consonants are non-syllabic. Here are the exceptions. Okay, right. Well, there's a small work here because we have come to the end of our discussion of vowels and consonants, right? Okay, give a complete description of the vowel sound represented by the symbol and then give an English word containing the sound. Right, okay, there are only 5 vowel sounds. I have given the symbols. So by looking at the symbols, you will be able to identify what the sound is. I'm not going to pronounce the sounds now, okay? So there are 2 parts in the question. First, give a complete description of the vowel sounds. Complete description in the sense you need to write down the different types of or different features of these vowels. For example, whether it's a front vowel, high vowel, mid vowel, low vowel, round vowel, etc. That's the first part. And then write an English word that contains the particular vowel sound. That's the easy work anyway, right? But first part, you need to identify the available features of that vowel sound, right? You don't have to write a lot here. You can get the support from the cardinal vowel diagram also, right? And try this. Anyhow, don't take a long time because you all need to do this as a practice of what we discussed so far, right? You need to check whether you have got some idea, some understanding. That's why I'm giving you this question. Okay, I'll give you a small time. And after that, you have this question also. Right, you try this. I'll give you around 5 to 7 minutes. That will be enough, right? Okay, around 7 minutes. Yeah. All of you try this. Right. Okay. Those who I think time is enough, right? For all of you to try these 5 sounds. Who would like to share? You can just tell about what you have in their features. Actually, this is a time I have given you to revise your understanding, what you have learned about the vowel sound specifically, okay? Right. The first vowel is U. So what are the things you have got to say about U? Anybody can say. Either you can send in chat or you can switch on your mic and talk. The vowel U. Right? If you look at the cardinal vowel diagram and the placement of U sound there, you can easily find out a lot of features when you write the description. All right? Okay, please speak or send me your answers. You mean the time was not enough or not clear? Yeah. Yeah, now don't take a long time um, because we have a lot to discuss, right? Okay. Do you think you still want more time? Can please somebody talk and tell me? Do you need more time to think about the types of these vowel sounds? Um, okay, Madhushan, and I don't have to explain the words, right? You need to write down some types or some features of these given vowels. And write one English word that contains that sound. Actually, that's a simple word, right? You can, for example, the first one, uno. So you can write any word that has the sound u. That's not a big work, but you need to think a little bit further when you write the description. Of course, you don't have to explain. I want you to write briefly. That's it, right? Yes, okay, Asha, you have sent something. Yeah. First one, U, close, round, back vowel. U is a back vowel. It's a lip round vowel and close vowel. Fine. Good. So that's it. And example of word that contains U, good. G double O D. When you pronounce the word, you find the sound U in the middle, right? Good. And that's good. Okay, Asha? Well, what about the others now? You have to do the work like that, right? Identify the features and write them in brief. Then write some words. Actually, you need to write only one English word. Madhushan, these are, what are these words? Moon. Do you have U sound in moon? In moon, we have U sound, the tense vowel, right? And second, A, red, correct. Third one, E, sit, correct. The fourth vowel is a diphthong, okay? And that is pronounced as oi, oi. But in your one, Madhushan, you have written thought. So the sound is O. That's a monophthong, not the given diphthong, right? I have given oi. And the last one, house, ow. That's correct. So that's fine. Only your fourth word should be changed. Find the word where we have oi sound combination, right? Okay. And actually, you need to think about the first part here. First part means write a description. You don't have to explain. I'm telling repeatedly, right? Just in brief, write down the features of these vowels. So, is there anybody else who has tried this? Anybody else? Daughter. In daughter also, Madhushan, what is the sound? O, right? Daughter. We say O sound. Here, this is O-E. O and E. Like boy, we don't have many words anyway, right? Even in boy, we have O sound. And another word, oil. 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 There may be some other words, so try to find. Okay, Asha has gone to the second one. Fine. Second sound is A, right? Okay. Thanks for your answer, Asha. It's better if you could say these words rather than sending in chat so that the others also can hear them. That is A. Half open, front, correct, mid, level. Okay. Example, bet. Good. Fine. Others, have you tried the second vowel sound? A. I was reading Asha's answer. Check your works. Right. Madhushan, how about you? Did you try the second one? I mean the features with reference to the cardinal vowel diagram? And also the others, I'm asking from everyone anyway. Temple, boot. Now the first one, B double, same thing, right? Okay, first one, B double O T, how do you produce that word? Is it boot or boot? It is pronounced as boot, right? Then there you have the oo sound, but I have given oo, short sound, lax sound. Second one, A, bet, get correct. Third one, bit, okay, boy, coin, correct, and ow, now, fine. Other words are correct. But still, you also have to write the features. Whether these are individual sounds are front vowels, high vowels, mid vowels, like that. And so how did you, okay, next one, third one, E, the vowel E, how about that? Those who have written something can send them or you can talk about them. The vowel E, that is very common. I also have talked about E, right? Quite common. I'm asking for the features. Yes. E, uh, E is the third one. High. E. Is it mid? Center, is it mid? High and front. That's correct. Not mid, close. Okay. E is a close vowel. And what about lip rounding? You have to write about that also. Okay. Lips spread vowel. Right. Okay. Lips unrounded. That means lips spread. Okay, fine. Then D and E, the last two. Yeah, getting right. Number 4, regarding oil, the diphthong oil. Yes, sliding from back to front. O is a back vowel. Yes, you have written about the tongue gliding. And E is a front vowel. So fine, back to front. Sliding from mid to high. Mid. O is a mid vowel and E is a high vowel. Okay, right, good. And you have written two words, Roy boy. Okay, pro is proper noun, right? Fine, good. Well, so any other attempts by anybody else regarding oi, the diphthong oi? You can talk about them. Sharp, Winnie. You have sent the words, list of words. Now I can't understand why all of you are taking this lax vowel as a tense vowel. Even sharp Winnie, you also have taken it like that, right? S-double-O-N, how do we say? Soon, soon. You have to drag it, but I haven't given two dots here. Only O, only the sound O, right? So, soon is not suitable because it doesn't have U sound, it has U sound. Bed, pin, join. Okay, good. So, last one also, Shatini, you have to check again, right? Fifth word, you have written SAW. Normally we pronounce it as so. But here I have given ow sound. You have to have a word that contains a, u together, ow. What is this, Nimali? Soil is an example for fourth word, right? Okay, oi, correct. All right, Shatini, I hope you got the point. Number 1 and number 5, you need to write words there, okay, that contain the given sounds. So it seems that all of you are interested in writing the words. That is very good. But still, I want you to identify their types, their features. Regarding that, I find only 1 or 2 students are doing right. So have you tried the last one? This ow, the diphthong ow. Anybody has written anything about that? Now, okay, Senthil, you have written about centering diphthong and closing diphthong. Okay, right, that's also fine. Yes, as usual, as Asha has done it. Sliding from open low level to high close level. Open low level to U high close level. Example, cow. There are so many words that contain Shatini rule. Now, in producing, pronouncing R-U-L-E, how do you say? Not rule, no. Rule. There also we drag it, right? In the word rule also, you have oo sound. I can't understand, Nimali, what you have in cowful, the last one. Yeah, cow. Cows, correct. These words are correct for out, the diphthong out. Okay. Right. Cows. What else? And who else? What about the other students? I am getting responses only few students, right? Which means obviously only they are actively involved in the discussion. And the others, I don't know, they are not trying this one. Okay. All right. Well, so we don't have to spend that much of a long time with this. I'm going to close this discussion and take down this question also, because last time also I remember I gave you some questions like this for you to try on your own. So here also, today also, I am giving a long list of words. And what you need to do is to give the phonetic symbol for the vowel sound in each of the following words. Now, each word has a vowel sound, right? Each word contains a vowel. You need to find it and write it in the using the phonetic symbol, because in the note I have given the phonetic symbols of all the monophthongs and diphthongs. Okay. So you try this when you study the module, not now, because it takes a long time, right? What is this? How to check in the sense, Asha, you can check it with your notes. Only thing is you have to be a little bit careful to recognize or to identify the sound correctly. Right? Now, for example, first one, B-U-I-L-D, this one. Right? B-U-I-L-D, build. We pronounce the word as build. Spellings, you don't have to depend on the spellings 100% because most of the words, their spellings and pronunciations are not tallying. Very different because we do not pronounce the words according to how we spell them. Okay, so you have to know the pronunciation. In case you don't know the pronunciation of any word given here, please check a dictionary. Okay, there are so many dictionaries. Now, online dictionaries, even offline dictionaries are available that give you the correct pronunciation of a word. Now, so check with a dictionary and clearly listen to the pronunciation and catch the vowel sound, right? Catch the vowel sound and then check it with the list of the vowels I have given. In the list, I have given the phonetic symbols. So choose the correct symbol and that's it. Okay,
Okay.
Ash?
Okay, thank you.
Because the thing is now these questions are for you yourself studies. Because I have a lot to discuss, therefore I don't want to go through all these words one by one, right? So for one example, first one, build, build. What is the vowel? When we pronounce the word build, there's only one vowel sound there, and that is short E. You can write the short E like this or like this. Either way. This is short E. Yes. So you need to write the phonetic symbol of the vowel only, right? You don't have to transcribe the whole word into the phonetics. Just identify the vowel and write the phonetic symbol. So either of these two phonetic symbols you can write. You should. So likewise, pronounce the word correctly. Correct pronunciation is required. Otherwise, you might find out a different vowel sound and you will write the symbol of that which is wrong. Okay, so carefully do this work. It will provide a very good practice regarding the vowel sound, identification of the vowel sound. Okay, right. Then, oh, that's all. That's all in the sense our session is not over. Our lesson is over. Okay, right. Session is not over, only the lesson is over. And now I'm going to start the next one, but just give me a few seconds, right? Because now, first of all, I want to check whether I have sent this, that. And differences. What are the two vowel sounds? Right. Receive a message. Hook and goose. First word, hook, you have U, short U sound, right? And in the second word, goose, you have U sound, long sound, right? Uh, First U is lax vowel. Lax means short vowel, U. And the second, the word goose contains a long vowel. We call it tense vowel. Tense means long vowel. U, we drag it. First one lax, second one tense. Which means first one short vowel, second one long vowel. Senthil, any problem with the vowel U? Any problem in identifying the short and long vowels? Because I saw the others also had written different words, especially for the first sound. Okay, clear now, Senthil? hook. Hey, I don't know whether you have heard people are pronouncing it as hook, like bragging. The vowel oo. What is the point? Really? And you two do the same. I don't know, right? But that's using tense vowel, not sorry, using lax vowel, we can pronounce the word. No, we don't have to, right? That is hook. Compared to goose, right? The word hook uses short vowel. That's it. When you compare it with goose, they are obviously very clearly you have oo sound. Okay. So like with that, you need to identify which kind of words contain lax vowels and tense vowels. Most of the words in English vocabulary are familiar to you, I think, right? But if there will be any word whose pronunciation is not clear, better to check from a dictionary, then find the relevant vowel sound, specifically talking about the question I gave you last. Okay, fine. Then I'm moving. Now I have time, right? So therefore, I want to move on to the next lesson. At least I want to start the discussion of the next lesson, and I'm going to send you that note now. Okay, just wait. I'm going to send it in the chat. Now it's coming. Right. Now, please tell me whether you received the note. I'll share the screen that now. Okay. Right. Now, this is the note. Actually, this is the lesson. Please, everyone, check your chat box and see whether you have got it. I'll see whether I can give you the answers, Aisha. Actually, I don't have the answers typed. Okay, only thing is I have to take all the words one by one and give the answers, and it is time-consuming work. We'll see if we have time later. I'll come back to that one. Okay, right.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, now hope everyone has got this note. Right? Okay, so now let's start the discussion of this. I know I won't be able to discuss a considerable part here, but still I won't start this one, okay, without waiting till we go to the next session. Right now, this is about phonology, phonotactics, and suprasegmentals. Right? Now, so far, I was discussing phonetics, where I was talking about the human speech sounds, consonants, vowels, mainly consonants and vowels, and I was talking about the diphthongs also. They are sounds, right? So they are, of course, what did we do in relation to consonants, vowels, and diphthongs? We were talking about how do we produce them? With the help of what speech organs? Where do we produce them inside the mouth? How do we produce, like all these things? So all these are related to the production, right? production of those sounds. And that is the focus of phonetics. So far, during the previous section, we were dealing with phonetics. And in this section, in this lesson, new lesson, we are going to talk about phonology. And not only phonology, phonotactics and suprasegmentals, there are three areas you can find in the topic of the lesson itself. There are three sections, three main sections. Phonology is one section, phonotactics, and the third one, suprasegmentals. Now, these three are given together because these three are found in the same field, right? Same field, and they are interrelated. But separately, you should know something about these three areas, and therefore, we are going to talk about these three one by one, right? Okay. So, we are going to talk about these phonology, phonotactics, and suprasegmentals under these 5 sub areas. So you find these first 3 topics: phonemes, phonemic rules, phonological processes. All those first 3 subtopics are related to phonology. Okay, and phonotactics, that is phonotactics, and finally suprasegmental features. So you can find we are going to discuss several areas under phonology, but not everything, okay? Because phonology is quite a lengthy area. Yes, okay, Nimali, we are going to talk about phonology. Let's say, yeah, I'm starting the discussion with phonemes, but briefly to say about phonology. Because by now, yes, Nimali, you are correct, but that is not complete, right? Your idea is not complete. Let me tell you. Okay, both phonetics and phonology are dealing with the speech sounds, human speech sounds. But there's a difference between these two areas. Now, I must have probably discussed the difference about phonology and phonology earlier in an earlier session, never mind, right? Now, what is the difference? Phonetics talks about studying, both are study areas, right? So, in phonetics, we study human speech sounds one by one in isolation. First, we take one sound, either consonant or a vowel or any one single sound, and we try to understand how we produce it. Okay. Then we take, after that, we take another sound and study how we produce like that, considering or studying the speech sounds one by one in isolation. That is the focus in phonetics. But in phonology, we go beyond that, right? In phonology, we discuss how we can express a meaning by combining sounds. So we can define phonology like this: systematic and scientific study of human speech sounds in combination, right? Scientific and systematic study of human speech sounds in combination. So there we talk about how we can combine the sounds together in meaningful ways. Otherwise, now we can combine human speech sounds in many ways, no? But if our listener can't understand what we say, then these combinations are meaningless, right? If they can't understand, if they can't get any meaning. So here, always remember, in phonology, we study how to express a meaning by combining different speech sounds together. That is the focus there. So actually that is, as I told to you, quite advanced area, right? More advanced than phonetics. Because we deal with the meaning. We talk about how meaning element is there, how we can express a meaning and how each and every sound is meaningful. We talk about that in phonology. So there we get these concepts. In phonology, we get the concept called, or that's actually a term, right? Phoneme is a term. And there's another concept rules, phonemic rules, and still there's another concept, phonological processes. All these are available in phonology. So you have to have some sort of idea regarding these different concepts. So during the session, we are going to have a look at these terms and concepts. All right? Okay. Then to start with phonemes. Phoneme is not anything new, right? Only the term is new here. Because during our discussion of phonetics, what did we do? We were talking about the sounds, no? They are either consonants or vowels or diphthongs, semi-vowels, whatever they are sounds. Actually, we give the word phoneme to indicate sounds. In other words, the word phoneme and the word human speech sound, both are the same. Both terms refer to the same thing. But the thing is, in phonetics, usually we use human speech sound, that term. Whereas in phonology, we use the term phoneme. Because it has some meanings there, right? So what do you mean by a phoneme? Here you have the answer in the first sentence itself. A phoneme is a distinctive or contrastive sound in a language. Phoneme is also human speech sound. But it is important here because whenever we talk about phoneme, remember we refer to this quality. Phonemes are either distinctive or contrastive. What do you mean by distinctive? Distinctive is different, simply different. The sound makes a difference in meaning and has communicative value. Okay? And different phonemes make contrast in words. Now, there are some examples. Here, three consonants are given here actually, right? Now, they can be called phonemes. N, L, and T. These three are phonemes. Why do we consider them as phonemes? Because they have distinctive meaning. Each has a meaning that is different from the others. That is different from the meanings of the other phonemes. Because they serve to make, and also they serve to make contrasting words. Now look at this set. Right? This set here, you have three words. All the three words have these three phonemes. The first word, nab. You have n. Second word is lab. You have l. Third word, tab. You have t. Now, other than the first sound, the rest of all the three words is the same. Right? Can't you see it? Right? A, B, A, B. Here also A, B. Right? Rest is the same no? In all the three words. But still, you find three meanings of these three words. Why is that? What makes the difference in meaning? Any idea? Because nab is different from lab meaning and lab is different from tab meaning and tab is different from nab meaning. All the three words contain three different meanings. What makes that difference in meaning? Any idea? Answer. Yeah. What makes the difference in meaning among these three words? Yeah. Yes, Aisha, I'm asking which sounds because there are so many sounds. Right? Sounds make the difference, but which sound? That's the point. Which sound? Yes. N, L, and T, which means the initial sounds. right? This one, initial sound. In the sense, if I want to express a meaning like nam, I have to use na sound. But if I want to express a meaning related to lab, then I have to use la sound. Then if I want to talk about a tab, I have to use ta sound like that. Okay, which means what is the conclusion? Na has its own meaning. La has its own meaning and ta has its own meaning, and that is what we mean by distinctive. Distinctive or contrast. Na contrast with la. La contrast with ta because each of the three sounds has its own meaning, which is different from the other two sounds. That is the main feature, main characteristic of phonemes. All right. I hope you got some idea about phonemes. Right. So then in understanding this incident, we can use minimal pairs. Actually, minimal pairs is a kind of concept, right? Minimal pair is a pair. A pair means two, no? Two words. Minimal pair is a set of different words. Here set means you need to understand two, right? Different words consisting of all the same sounds except for one. The one sound which contrasts is then determined to be a phoneme since it makes a difference in meaning. So it differentiates one word from another. Actually, I was only reading the line here. You also can do it, but understand what you mean by minimal pairs, right? So as an example, we could set up a phonetic environment or a sequence of sounds, such as an environment containing the sound sequence at. Now in minimal pair, basically we talk about two words, right? Pair of words means two words, but you have a lot of words here still can be considered to understand this, right? Now look at this. How many words? You have a lot of words here. First one, pat, bat, sat, nat, nat, fat, that, wat, cat. There can be many other words also. In all these words, the latter part is the same. At. Okay, the pronunciation of the latter part is the very same at, but still there are so many different meanings. Each word has its own meaning. So what makes the difference? The use of initial sound, right? It is the, yes, it's like rhyming words also. That's correct, Satya. Because the latter part is the same. So they rhyme, of course. Latter part is the same, but still these words are different words containing different meanings. My point is what makes the difference. Now, this is similar to the previous example, right? Nab, lab, tab. I was talking about here also about the minimal pairs. And here, the word gives pat meaning because I have used per sound to this position, to the initial position. If I use per, then I get pat meaning. If I use ber, then I get back meaning, etc. It goes on like that. Okay, so that is what you mean by minimal pairs. Actually, we can use this kind of examples to understand each and every phoneme is meaningful, or each and every phoneme has its own distinctive meaning. That is the fact we prove using the minimal pairs. Okay, right. So according to this last example here, this last line, we say per, b, s, ma, na, fa, the, v, and k. All are phonemes. Okay, right? All are phonemes. Because each phoneme has its own meaning that makes the meaning difference among these words. And particularly when you talk about pairs, bat, cat, form a minimal pair because there are two words, bat and cat. They rhyme very well. Only the first sound is different. And nat and bat. This is another minimal pair, nat, bat. The latter part same, only the first sound is different. Okay, right. Well, and now earlier we were talking about consonants, right? In minimal pairs, how we can understand consonants as phonemes. And we can do it in relation to the vowels also, right? Now, for example, here, the phonetic environment is given like this. Now, this is the phonetic environment. First consonant is per, last consonant is ter. What comes in the middle? So we can substitute different vowel sounds, which means we can insert several different vowel sounds to this blank, to this empty slot, right? In between per and ter, what are the possibilities? Can you identify the different vowels here? I have given the words first, right? First word pit, then peat, pate, pot, pout, put, pat, pet. In all these words, same phonetic environment, which means same initial and final consonants, but only the middle is different. Middle means we have these vowels. First one E in pit, second one E in peat, and third word A in pate, and next one O in pot. Next in pout we have out sound and U in put, A in pat, A in pet. So what is our conclusion? All these vowels, right? All these vowels are distinct phonemes. Right? Distinct phoneme because each vowel sound has its own meaning. And that is why the meaning of the word completely changes when we replace one vowel for another vowel. They are distinct phonemes. This is the point, right? Just like the consonants. Okay, so did you get some idea regarding what phonemes are? Yeah, next we have allophones. So we will talk about the allophones next day. But remember what phonemes are. So by the time we start our discussion on allophones, better if you know about the phonemes. All right. Okay, so if you think certain parts are not clear from today's discussion, please forward them during our next session, at the beginning of the next session, because now as the time is over, I'm going to wind up the session. But if you have a question, you can ask, right? You can forward it during our next discussion. Okay, right. So then good night, all of you. We'll meet soon for the next discussion. Right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
madam.
ma'am.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
madam. Good night, madam.